Ian Blackford and the EU told to see sense as Boris brutally mocks SNP Brexit gloom. The SNP's Westminster leader Ian Blackford was brutally mocked for his era of gloom by Boris Johnson during a fierce clash in the House of Commons. Mr. Johnson told Prime Minister's questions that he hoped the European Union will see sense on the UK's Brexit stance. The Prime Minister added that the United Kingdom will prosper regardless of whether a trade deal is secured with the European Union. Mr. Blackford said, "In the last few hours, the President of the European Commission said that the next few days are going to be decisive in the Brexit negotiations. With just 2 weeks to go, it is a disgrace that businesses have been left with this crippling uncertainty and the real threat of food and medicine shortages come the new year." 1 year ago at the general election, Scotland rejected this Prime Minister, rejected this Tory government and rejected their extreme Brexit. People in Scotland now need to know the price that we will be forced to pay. Ahead of any vote in Parliament, will the Prime Minister commit to releasing a detailed economic impact assessment of the cost to the UK for his extreme Brexit plans? Mr. Johnson replied, "There is every opportunity, notwithstanding the slight uncharacteristic era of gloom from the honourable gentleman, that our partners across the Channel will see sense and do a deal. All that takes is that the UK has a natural right, like every other country, to want to be able to control its own laws and fishing grounds. But whatever happens, in the next few days I know this country will prosper mightily on the terms we agreed, whatever they may be." He can go forward with confidence into 2021 knowing there are great opportunities for Scotland, the rest of the UK. The major sticking points throughout the final phase of the trade talks have been accessing British waters and the EU's insistence on a level playing field. The deadline for a trade agreement between the UK and the EU is rapidly approaching. A new trade agreement will need to be struck before the December 31, 2020 deadline in order to be ratified by the UK and EU Parliament. The European Union also received a warning to stay out of the Welsh fisheries following the end of the Brexit transition period from the Secretary of State for Wales. Simon Hart told the House of Commons that the people of Wales have made it clear they are not willing to accept EU fishermen having access to their waters. Mr. Hart said, "The fishing industry made its views absolutely clear back in 2016, as did 55% of the Welsh nation. UK sovereignty over fishing in UK waters is not up for discussion.